Grand Rising, everyone. My name is Melissa Tuff, and I am one of the licensed practitioners here at the Center for Spiritual Living, Cape Coral, and it is my great pleasure and honor to bring you this morning's meditation. And in continuation of our monthly theme, that's how we've never done it, this morning I would like to invite you to participate in this meditation for something that I know I personally forget to do at times: to let go and surrender to the present moment. And so as we begin, please allow your body to settle into a comfortable position. Starting with the top of your head, release any tension in your brow and face. Let the muscles surrounding your mouth gently curl up to form a slight smile. Do not force them. Perhaps you may even need to bring something to mind that fills you with joy to allow this smile to manifest, and that is okay. Do not linger or attach yourself to this thought. Allow it to simply enter your awareness like a billowy white cloud floating through a beautiful blue sky. And now allow your attention to move down from your head to your shoulders, letting them relax fully as you place your arms in your lap facing upwards. As you do so, bring to mind whatever you are offering to the universe that you are ready to surrender. You may wish to visualize it in your hands. This could be a person, a situation, an emotion, or perhaps it's a limiting belief. Whatever comes to mind for you, just let it be. There is no judgment in this space, only surrender and release. And if you've not already done so, it is now time to gently close your eyes and focus all of your awareness on your breath. Let it be soft and gentle. Allow your stomach and chest to rise as you breathe in and fall as you breathe out. Perhaps being extra aware of the peace and stillness that exists in between your inhales and your exhales. That momentary pause at the top of a breath and that tiny little gap at the bottom. Just letting yourself rest there in the space between the two. Focus on the peace that exists here for you at any time, requiring only your attention to the breath. As you continue to breathe this way, you effortlessly allow those moments of peace to carry over, not only in the moments of stillness between the breath, but also in every exhale and every inhale. Finding stillness as you continue to breathe in this manner. Permitting a feeling of relaxation to flow through the rest of your body. From your abdomen to your thighs, from your thighs to your toes. You create the space for yourself to listen to my words as you feel your body, heart, and mind preparing to surrender. Sometimes we feel as though we must do everything. Sometimes we think we've surrendered, but we can always surrender more. Giving it all to God. We do not need to hold on to the things, people, or antiquated ideas that we hold on to. We do not need to carry any burdens or guilt for past mistakes or times in which we were humans being. It is possible for us to give it all over, surrendering it and fully letting it go. Focusing your awareness on your palms that are facing open to the universe, say in your mind, I surrender. Do so as if you were making an offering, turning it all over. Say again in your mind, I surrender, so that you may just be in this moment. This moment is all there is. You are free to give everything else up, just surrendering to this moment, this breath. Nothing else matters right now but this very moment, and you're offering everything else up to the universe. Whatever people, emotions, or circumstances no longer serve your highest and best, take this opportunity to offer them up to the universe. Expressing gratitude for their blessings and their lessons. Simply let them go and let them be. If it helps, you can continually affirm to yourself, I surrender. I surrender. In this moment, I surrender all that which no longer serves me. Continue breathing softly and gently as you affirm this to yourself, and feel the energy of surrender and the energy of release taking over you. Begin to notice the calm feeling of peace washing over you as you remember how good it feels to let go, to surrender, and to be in the present moment. Continue to bask in the warm feeling of comfort as you continue to affirm to yourself, I let go, as you exhale, and affirming, I surrender with every inhale. As you do so, visualize all of the things that you are releasing today, feeling the weight of their presence simply melting away with each breath. Just like in a game of cards, there are things in life that do not raise the value of the hand that you have been dealt. And just like in that game of cards, you have the ability to discard anything that does not bring value to this game of life being played. This is an opportunity to consciously choose to lovingly release that which does not serve you, attaching no energy to it, simply knowing that just because it does not serve you does not mean it will not serve someone else. Give thanks and simply place it back into the discard pile of life for someone else to draw from. Take a moment to join me in repeating this affirmation in your mind. Divine intelligence lives in me and guides me in each new day. Divine intelligence lives in me and guides me in each new day. Divine intelligence lives in me and guides me in each new day. Divine love goes before me, making my way clear, creating opportunities where none were once seen. Aligning the right and perfect people, places, and things that add value to my life. Divine peace is my natural state. And I recognize this as I pay attention to my breath. Divine love is breathing that breath into my lungs. Divine Spirit expresses in, through, and as me. I am a unique, perfect manifestation of divine love in human form. As you continue to acknowledge this divine love within, you may start to bring your attention back to this space. Noticing the floor beneath your feet, you may begin to wiggle your toes and move your legs, drawing in that divine loving energy from Mother Earth, allowing it to flow up through your body, from your legs, up into your thighs, from your thighs, up into your abdomen, and as your abdomen rises and sinks with each breath, you feel this divine love energy radiating up into your chest, shoulders, and neck, drawing it in and upward in a continuous motion until it forms a beautiful white light emitting from the top of your head. And as this light radiates out of the top of your head, you see it flowing in to everything and everyone around you. That divine love pouring over them, filling them with the light and love of that divine spirit that exists within all, as all, and through all. Remembering that this is your natural state of being. You were born of divine love, and you return to divine love. It is a constant flow. We need only accept it, acknowledge it, and participate in it. You can return to this natural state at any moment by simply focusing on your breath. And whenever you're ready, you may choose to open your eyes. I thank you so much for joining me for this meditation today in this remembrance of surrendering and letting go. And you may choose to stay here in the sanctuary in quiet contemplation, or you can move out into the foyer and grab a cup of coffee and socialize. But I invite you to rejoin us here for our Sunday celebration service that begins at 10:30. Until then, namaste.
Oh, hello, hello, it's my turn, isn't it, by golly?
Sure, and now if it ain't a little bit of the green showing around here today, we've got it all, I'll tell you.
That's true. Even my green shoes, too. Good to have you here this morning, and welcome. I'm John Coriel, one of the licensed practitioners here at the Center for Spiritual Living in Cape Coral, Florida, and welcome to you. We are celebrating your and we are celebrating your spiritual magnificence. Yes, there you go. And we've got the Big Love Band here with some great music for you. Let's make them welcome.
Good morning. It is the luck of the Irish that you're here today, so we're going to welcome you with one of our favorite songs. So stand up and get that blood flowing with us this morning. Go, Sam.
You are all welcome here.
You are welcome here. You are welcome here. You are welcome here. You are welcome here. You are welcome here. You are welcome here. Arms are wide open. There's room for everyone. Wherever you're going, wherever you're from, you are home. You are welcome here. 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 Whatever you've been through, you found us somehow. Wherever you are on your journey now, you are home. You are welcome here. 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 Come on. I am welcome here. I am welcome here. I am welcome here. We are welcome here. We are welcome here. We are welcome here. You are welcome here. You are welcome here. You are welcome here. Welcome, welcome here. Welcome, welcome here. Welcome, welcome here. One more time. We are welcome here. We are welcome here. We are welcome here. Woo. And everyone, welcome Sam back. He's got
Yeah.
a little vacay from us for a few weeks. Jamming.
And you are welcome here, indeedy. Alrighty. Things are good, aren't they? My, oh my, on this St. Patrick's Day, and a happy St. Patrick's Day to you. I forgot to mention that. Yes, we are going to do a little welcome to each other as we rub our hands together and get things warmed up and do just like it says up there. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living. We know who you truly are. You are the spiritual image and likeness of God. We appreciate you, we love you, and we are thankful you are here. Welcome to the center. Oh, yeah. Ernest Holmes is the gentleman that is the founder of our philosophy. He started things off quite a few years ago, and we teach the universal truths found in all spiritual teachings, both traditional and contemporary. You can visit our website at cslcapecoral.org for more information, upcoming events that are going on. To submit a prayer request, you can do that there, or send us your comments and questions. May the road, I don't know, that's yours, isn't it, huh? This isn't yours. You're supposed to speak just before Adelia speaks. Sounds good. Right? Yes. That's what I've been told, so I don't know if I'm supposed to read that. That's yours, though. Yes, anyway.
We're going to get her straightened out sooner or later here, I'm sure.
Oh, my, yes. And we want to say thank you in all seriousness to Melissa Tuff, who is one of our licensed practitioners, did the meditation this morning. She's holding the high watch, and during our service today, meaning she's staying in the meditative state and is just blessing this service and those at home also, wherever they may be, and just holding that high watch for us, and that we appreciate that very much. We're going to have a Karen Drucker song here from the Big Love Band. Yeah, there we go.
What do you want? Where do you want to go? What would you want if you act as if you know? It starts with you. Do you believe it? It's all in the way that you choose to see it. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Do 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 change. Do 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 change. Do 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 change. Do do do. When you feel lost and you can't find your way, keep your eye on the prize, give them material lies. You can miss, change your perception, leading you to a new direction. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Do 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 change. Do 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 change. Do 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 change. Do 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 do. All right, come on. Change, change, come on. You can do it. Change, change. It's a sure thing. Change, change. Expect a miracle. Change, change. Watch me change. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Do 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 change. Do 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 change. Do 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 change. Do do do.
Oh, I like that. When you look at things, the way you change, the way you look at things, the things will change. That is great. This is the time when we are going to have our young people head on out to their gathering in another room at this time in the youth program there. It's a wonderful, wonderful coming together of good from home office and such. They've got a whole how shall I say, program for the youth, which is marvelous. All righty. Well, now, I guess maybe, is this your turn? Okay. No, this isn't. Sorry about that. Discombobulated, that's the word for today. Sure, it is discombobulated. Yeah, it is. We have a metaphysical fair coming up here Saturday, March 23rd from 10 in the morning till 4 in the afternoon, which is a wonderful healing fair, shall we say. the Metaphysical Fair with a lot of different modalities there. So that's coming up. Don't miss out on that. 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. on the 23rd of March. And next we have, there we go. A new Zoom class is coming up, and if you haven't experienced the science of mind and the various ins and outs of that, Foundations of the Science of Mind is a good place to start. Reverend Chris is teaching this class. It runs for 10 weeks, and a lot of self-discovery and revelation. Wednesday nights, it'll be on Zoom. Wednesday nights, 7 to 9:30. Starting March 20th with, as I said, Reverend Chris Lahiff will be teaching that. And saving the date, boy, that's an important one you want to save. Our annual business meeting is coming up, and that's when we get all kinds of information from board members and stuff as to the various things happening here and things projected to happen. Sunday, March 24th, that'll be after the service. And that'll be coming up with a lot of good information for you. Anyway, we've got more music, right? No, not yet? Come to the light, it says. Are you going to talk now?
Awesome. That was awesome. Awesome. Happy St. Patrick's Day, everyone. My name is Catherine Callahan. And I don't know an Irish household that doesn't have this blessing. So we thought we'd share it with you today. And if you know the words, please talk along. May the road rise to meet you. May the wind be ever at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face. May the rains fall softly on your fields. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand. And you know, there's another beautiful blessing by Ernest Holmes. I found this last month in The Science of Mind. And it reads, "And may angels light your path to that indwelling city of God in your own soul." I don't know about you, that just sounds beautiful. So we want to wish you a blessed St. Patrick's Day. And I am just so impressed with the Big Love Band. Don't they look great? And they've got another song.
Spirit brought me this song, I guess. I shouldn't say discovered. It was brought to me, and when I listened to it, it's kind of like a conversation. How many of you, when you have some heaviness on your heart or on your shoulders, and you speak out loud and you just say, "Why?" I know I've done that many times. Yeah. So you're speaking out, asking that why. So whether you are talking with spirit or talking with yourself, the spirit within, or if you call it God, nature, whichever terminology you want to use, kind of think of this song in that way, and feel free to put yourself into this song. Where do I go with all of these feelings, and all these faces and open doors? Everyone else seems so serene, and I just feel so insecure. Where do I go when all of the pieces of my heart feel on the floor? You say, come into the light, why don't you? Come into the light, why don't you? What should I do when a gentle hand reaches out to take my own? How should I feel when tears of joy, they just won't stay inside these eyes? What will I do when I start to love you, really trust and know you're there? You say you'll be in the light where I am. You'll be in the light where I am. Come on now, come into the light. You'll be in the light where I am. You'll be in the light where I am. Come on now, come into the light. Thank you,
Marvelous, marvelous, marvelous. I looked over here and was watching the band, and as I did, I saw Ralph smile, and I knew everything was going well then. I said, everything's in good order, indeed, indeed. And indeed, we have one of our licensed Science of Mind practitioners to give us our reading and deliver our prayer to open up this service. Idalia Romero, please make her welcome.
Good morning, beloveds. I want to say something real quick. On Friday night, this sanctuary was filled with song, joy, education, and lots of love from our beloved Ralph. It was a night to be remembered. It really was. So I hope you guys can join us again when we do another mini concert like that. Thank you, Ralph. So it's already been said, our monthly theme, that's how we've never done it. Now, I've always done things right, so that doesn't even work for me because I've never done anything wrong. But don't speak to my husband, please. So, but I have been sort of, thinking about that, because there are moments in time where, I have, notice I use that word I have thought that everything that I do and have done and continue to do is in the I form, that I have control over all of that without even thinking about having my higher power, God, on this journey called life, So that's what we're about today. Today, the topic today and things that we're going to be talking about is tell me something good, What happens when we're confronted by a situation when figuring it out just doesn't work? Sometimes it's only when all our problem-solving skills fall short that we remember there's a deeper intelligence within us, offering us our perfect answer. I don't know how, but Spirit does. And we hear that often in these teachings, the answers are all inside of us because Spirit lives inside of each and every one of us, So I want to share something today, a reading that I found, because one of the books that they recommended this month was To Bless the Space Between Us, a book of blessings by John O'Donohue. I wonder if he's Irish, right? John was a man of the soul, a retired priest, an Irish poet, author, a spiritual teacher, and a Celtic mystic. And this is what he said.
There is a quiet light that shines in every heart. It draws no attention to itself, though it is always secretly there. It is what illuminates our minds to see beauty, our desire to seek possibility, and our hearts to love life. Without this subtle quickening, our days would be empty and wearisome, and no horizon would ever awaken our longing. Our passion for life is quietly sustained by somewhere in us that is wedded to the energy and excitement of life. This shy inner light is what enables us to recognize and receive our very presence here as a blessing. We enter the world as strangers who all at once become heirs to a harvest of memory, spirit, and dream that has long preceded us and will now unfold, nourish, and sustain us. The gift of the world, of being in this world, is our first blessing. So with that, let's just take a moment, those beautiful, beautiful words. We are so, so blessed here, and just take a moment to hold in the light something or someone, some situation that might float up to the surface, as we all pray together. Just go inside. For it is in this time and in this moment that we hold this light in our hearts, this divine light that is always shining, because it lives inside of each and every one of us. We are the light itself, and we shine brightly wherever we go. And in this remembrance, we overflow with this light onto those that come to mind today, or situations that just bubble up. We hold them in this light that embraces each and every one of us wherever we are on our journey. And today, as we recognize and remember this light and this blessing, we place the blessing upon this beautiful, beautiful sanctuary, the Center for Spiritual Living, Cape Coral, each and every person in this room, each and every person out there, each and every person in our lives. For we know that in this one light, in this one power, we live in the grand rising of that connection, of being who we truly are, our authentic selves, onto this world in every single thing we do and say. So we bless everything and everyone, all the volunteers and Ron, knowing that every word, every action, every thought is good and beautiful. And we give great thanks with a heart filled with gratitude as I lay this prayer upon the divine law, and I let it be. And together we just say, and so it is. Amen. So with that joy in my heart, we now have a special speaker. So I'm delighted to share with you Ron. Ron is an author, a speaker, a life coach, and a sales coach, and he is also a licensed spiritual practitioner that studied under Reverend Shell here at the Center for Spiritual Living, Cape Coral. However, he's now based out of the Center for Spiritual Living in Sarasota. So we get to see him once in a while. He's not too far. Ron's popular book, Getting Unstuck, The 9 Keys to Creating More Prosperity, Fulfillment, and Joy, is a practical self-coaching guide to help the reader live a more self-aware and empowered life. He and his book have been featured on numerous podcasts as well as AM and FM radio talk shows across the nation. He is the founder of Positive Momentum Coaching, a leader of the Southwest Florida Speakers Toastmasters Club, and a former member of our own Center Leadership Council. Ron's biggest love is his family, which comprises of his beautiful wife, Vonnie, 2 amazing daughters, Nicole and Ashley, and 5 dogs and 2 cats. Woohoo! Please welcome Ron Frost.
I do. Thank you very, very much for that introduction. And yeah, the dogs and the cat thing, it's like a that's how we've never done it household. We have visitors that come and go, so the population of dogs and cats can kind of juggle around a little bit. Sometimes visitors go, but the dogs and the cats still stay. Have you had that happen? What's that? Thank you, Leland. Leland and Shell. Wow, so blessed to have you here. That's how we've never done it. How many of you have had a that's how we've never done it moment? Maybe you're having one of those that's how we've never done it moment right now. We figure it out, right? It's the ever evolutionary process. It's like, life is going sometimes in a different direction than what we've expected. But in the letting go and letting God, that's how we've never done it. That inspiration can happen. And so for me, I had a that's how we never done it moment just recently, kind of like in a frustration, going to the same old office day in, day out, not feeling appreciated. Getting sick of this whole thing called a job. And I'm thinking like, okay, this is the day I'm going to do it. This is the day I'm finally going to quit. But I'm not just going to quit. I'm going to storm down the office, and I'm going to make a scene in front of every employee and walk into the boss's office and tell him a thing or two. And I realize, oh, wait a second, I'm self-employed. And the truth is, we're all self-employed, we're self-empowered. We're self-empowered by the divine essence flowing. And no matter what curveball happens in life, what changes happen, wanted or unwanted, we're at a new moment every day to be able to look at it in a whole different way and embrace that newness and do it in a different way. And one of the biggest ways is our own inner sacred guidance, our own inner voice. Tell me something good, because where does the good come from? It comes from the divine expression that's within us. And so I liken it to like the Etch-a-Sketch. Does anybody remember the red little plastic thing with the 2 little knobs? When I was a kid, I was like fascinated about this. I started designing like a farm scene, making it absolutely perfect. And then I wanted to take it to show it to my mom, and I tripped and I fell, and I picked it up and I'm like, ooh, it's gone. Life is like an Etch-a-Sketch. Sometimes it shakes us up. And we're back at that drawing board of life again, recreating, but from a different perspective. And the more that we know our true divine essence, our soul self, not so much our what we would call the ego personality. Now, ego is a confusing word, because quite often you'll hear he or she's got a big ego. They're conceited. But it's more of that word that's expressed by Sigmund Freud, which is the false self. It's the self that we've created by identifying ourselves from the outer world and not from the inner world. And to be able to raise up in consciousness and to be able to have the inner guidance flowing through us, it is important to do those things that are necessary for us to connect with our higher self, our soul self, our true self, because we're spiritual beings in a human expression, in a human body. And the more that we understand that and embrace that, we can start to look at life differently. Even when we have those "that's how we've never done it" moments, we can say, well, this is all good. I may not know the answer, but I know that divine essence within me does. And I'm willing to step forth in faith and belief and in joy and knowing that the discovery of that's how we've never done it moment, is going to be absolutely perfect and absolutely beautiful. So many of us are going through times that are changing. If you look at the outer world's crazy. But there's many of us that are going through things such as separation or divorce or separation of a job, career. Maybe we're finding ourselves with a health challenge, or maybe a loved one is. Maybe we're getting uprooted and we're having to live somewhere else that we never had to live before. This is spirit that's moving through us. Even in my life, I had the recent transition of my older brother. Many of us have probably had people in our life that are no longer here in a physical format. But the spiritual truth is we are eternal. We're eternal. So how do we get into this place of being able to listen to our inner guidance? Even when life isn't going well, how do we get into that place? I think the first place is to identify with what is that false self, that ego self. What is that true self, that soul self, that spirit self, that God, divine, that whatever word we want to give it. And part of it is we start to look at what is the self-identified controlling aspect of I have to do it this way, it should be this way. The things that we have been programmed to do. See, the ego always wants to control. Years ago, my daughters, Ashley and Nicole, some of you have met my wife, Fonnie, and my daughters, Ashley and Nicole. We're driving somewhere. We're in a minivan, driving along, and they were, I don't forget, but probably around 5, 7 years old, fighting, arguing. Have you ever had kids that fight and argue? No, right? So driving along, and it's like they're fighting over who gets the middle seat. Now you're in the back seat. There's only one middle seat, and this is the ego. The nature of the ego believes in lack, so there's only one of them, and I have to have it. And here they are, ranting and raving, and finally Dad pulls the van over, turns around, it's like nobody gets the middle seat. Ashley, you sit on the left side. Nicole, you sit on the right side. My wife turns around, and she puts her bag right there. The bag gets the middle seat. Start driving down the road. Dad, Nicole's looking out my window. The ego always, the false sense of self always wants to hold on to things. It identifies by that, by our life, by the circumstances, the way that it should be, the way I feel I have to do things. I've been defined this way. The career I have to have because it's what my parents wanted me to do. They helped pay for my college education, so I can't quit my job. I have a friend like that. He's my age, so he's close to retirement. And ever since I've known him and grown up with him, he absolutely hates his job. And I think, you really want to be miserable the rest of your working life? Well, he's almost made it. He's going to be retiring soon. But no matter where it is, if you're not happy in whatever situation, maybe that is the time to say, what new? What is new that I need to explore, need to discover? And the ego, which lives in the world of shoulds, where can I let go of that that is within me? And I think the more that we practice stillness and quietness, the more that we're able to clearly hear that. I love what Melissa Tuff shared in the meditation this morning. If you remember, who was here during meditation? And she spoke a little bit about the pause between the in-breath and the out-breath. Well, there's two pauses. There's the out-breath going back to the in-breath. That pause is stillness. It's like a little portal of the divine that we're feeling in that moment. It's that inner peace. It's coming to the point of not just being aware, but being in a state of awareness itself, the eternal witness of all life. Everything may come and go, but the inner truth of who you are, the divine self of who you are, the soul aspect of who you are, is light, is love. And so when we come from that space, we have divine clarity. And to also know that it's okay to do it differently and to let that inspiration come to you, whatever way that is. In my own life, there's been a number of changes, and it's actually given me an opportunity to kind of like go and check off something else that's on my bucket list. And I've decided that in May, I'm going to hit the road on my bicycle, and I'm going to ride across the United States. So some of you may have heard my stories of where I've biked in different places. Like, I've done different, it's always been a vacation span, right? So you get vacation from your job and it's 2 weeks or it's 4 weeks, and so you put your bike in a box, you fly out to some destination, and you ride, and then you come home. But this is going to take 2 months. And it's amazing because I have people come in to me and say, well, do you have a plan? I said, well, I'm going to start probably around May 1st and figure it out. And I sent away for maps. The Adventure Cycling Association has, they're somewhat expensive to get the printed maps because everything's digital now, but I want to be able to have maps that I can fold and unfold and read. And they got the campgrounds on them and, the bike shops and things that are important. But it's about adventure. And so what's the adventure that's speaking to you? Like, what is that thing that maybe was on your bucket list? Maybe because life has changed. Maybe there's an inspiration saying, now I can. Now I can. See, as life moves through us, sometimes it's forcing us to do something. But that's part of the truth, that the apple itself, when it becomes ripe, either gets picked intentionally by the hand, or it may fall from the tree. But it never rots on the branch. And this is the truth. So we're either going with the flow and intentionally stepping into something new when life is changing, or life's going to push us that way. And this is our spiritual growth. This is our spiritual journey. And the more that we can align with our higher self and divine self and be okay with it, and know that the all good is the all good that we are, that is flowing through us at every given moment. Years ago, my first business was a huge business failure. And today, I'm like a business coach, and okay. But part of it is what you learn, right? You learn along the way. And I had quit my job, and I had a business partner, and we bought all this equipment, and we started. It was a sign and graphics business in Virginia Beach, and I actually had customers. I was doing the sales part. He was doing more of the design and creation, and we had other employees working for us. Well, long story short, we had a break-in. We got cleaned out. Not having much business savvy, I also didn't have something called insurance. Fast forward, I found myself having to file bankruptcy, rent my house out so I can cover the mortgage, and sleep on my friend's couch. Now that sounds like a sad story, but within a few weeks, I had a job offer where, it was a travel type of job. Anybody do a travel type of job? It's like I had to, and the boss, the new owner of this business that was talking to me was like, you're going to have to travel probably 50, 60% of the time, maybe more. And I'm like, cool, I get to stay in hotels. And as long story short, I traveled domestically and internationally. How I met my Fani. So like everything is evolving for the greater good of who you are and your ability to shine your light in this world. And sometimes you just don't know how it's going to work out. But to know that it does. To know that it does. And so I would say the one practice that I have found that is probably the best thing is just to be still. Is to practice stillness. I don't use the word meditation because sometimes people push back and say, meditate. Did anybody ever say that? I heard a laugh. I can't meditate, but be still. Like, do you have to shut your eyes? No, you could be just still. But be intentional about it and create a habit around it. I like saying if everybody meditate 10 minutes a day, but if you're one of those people that don't have a lot of time, you're supposed to meditate an hour. Because when you're intentional about stillness, stilling yourself, life starts to work. The magic of the universe starts to flow through you. You become divinely connected. The inner voice is always there. It's always speaking to you. It's always shining a light upon your path. And so, to be still, do it in your own way that connects you with yourself. That eternal witness of all life. Being that one that sees life from the perspective of knowing that everything is good. Whether you're doing this with the breath, and that, like I said, what Melissa taught was about that pause. I would try that. I would experiment around with that because when you can feel the pause, you feel that inner peace. Create a sanctuary, create a space in your home. So the more that you can be intentional and consistent, whether you put it on your calendar, like mine's at the same time on my calendar every day, because I use that as a device to help keep me aligned. Connect it with another existing habit. If you have a habit like brushing your teeth, a habit. That's the same time of the day and you do that, well, just say, okay, well, I'm going to do this stillness practice after I do this. The more that we start to make it intentional into our life, and then at those moments when chaos is happening. So when things are going crazy, or when you're stressed out, or when you got that big meeting to go to, or you don't know, you had an argument with a friend, that's the time. When your mind is in that moment, it should be calling you and saying, now's the time to be still. You can do gratitude work. You can do journaling. The practice is yours. Go out into nature, grounding, bare feet on the ground. If any of you are clairsentient or empaths or really sensitive, you're going to probably find during these times, basically, if you're familiar with the Schumann resonance, it's really spiking right now, which is the heartbeat of the planet. Anybody familiar with the Schumann resonance? I see a few hands go up. If anybody's feeling a sense of like a higher level of awareness, or they can't sleep at night, or they have crazy vivid dreams that are going on right now, or they're hearing a ringing in their ears and they think it's tinnitus or tinnitus, I don't know how to pronounce that word. This is a common thing, whether we want to call it ascension symptoms or symptoms of the higher Schumann resonance. Schumann resonance has been measured, I think it was discovered in the 50s, but it's been measured in several places of the earth. And there's a number of things that cause it to spike, but the biggest thing is solar storms and things that our sun changes, and we actually have a higher expression right now. So there's no time like now to be able to connect with your higher self. Because as more light and scalar waves are coming into the planet, the more that there are two things. One is our alignment with ourself, but also light actually helps us re-identify with our shadow self. not only in the individual, but also in the world. That's why you'll see crazy things in the world going on. But the more that we can realize that, hey, this is, and I can intentionally practice stillness in my own deliberate way, and I can do it at moments when I schedule it and at moments when it's crisis, because that's where my inner strength is. And the more that we become intentional with that practice in our life, the more that we become self-aware. And I would say the other thing is that spirit is not always going to come through in a voice. Our divine self is not only going to speak to it. I mean, imagine if we were all clairaudient, we'd be like, taking dictation here. Like, I'm listening. Hold on a second. I'm getting a message. It's not always like that. It's going to come through the sign, symbol, synchronicities of the universe. It's going to come in that next license plate and the word that's on it, or the number pattern that you're seeing. Or maybe it's that sacred geometry or the spirit animal that crosses your path and looks right at you at that divine moment. The next conversation with a friend, or the music that you're downloading and a song that you're meant to write. Maybe it's that rendezvous of experience of that new opportunity that's happening at this moment that's speaking to your heart. That's happening within you, that you connect with it. And sometimes, too, it's going to tell you to let go, to surrender, to practice detachment. One of the greatest spiritual principles, if you want to create more abundance in your life and more opportunity, is to actually let go, right? Clean out the garage. Get rid of the things that you are no longer using. For me, it was always those boxes of things that we never opened up every time we moved. I don't know what's in that box, but it's like we're moving again, and it was there before, and I need to move it. So I had this moment not that long ago, and I'm trying to clean out the garage. The first thing is the golf clubs. It's like I haven't played golf in a long time. I was never that great. And if I need to, I can rent golf clubs again, so they're going. And I had a couple other things. So I'm downsizing. You feel good, right? You feel good when you start to downsize. You start to get rid of things. You simplify. Hey, I'm going on a bike trip. I'm not going to carry the world with me. So I'm going to downsize. And I had a heat press that actually is used for making T-shirts. When I had my business, I used to make T-shirts. I actually had this T-shirt that said "Think Positive." Some of you may have remembered that, but so there's the shirts that I made, and I had fun with it, and it lasted so long, and then the heat press kind of sat in my garage, and I didn't know what to do with it, and I had resistance around letting it go. It's like, someday I'm going to use this. And Fonny's like, you've been saying that for like 11 years. And so I'm like, okay. I put it on Facebook Marketplace, and I was like, I think I paid like $500 or $600 or something. This is a nice thing. It's really working. It works great. $250, nothing. $200, nothing. I think I lowered it down to $100. And so anyways, the divine speaks to us in different ways and different times. Not always in a meditation. It can happen at any time. So I'm driving, and somehow this heat press thing issue comes up, and I get this thing about, give it to an artist. And I'm like, okay. Do I go back on Facebook and change the wording of this? Do I find an artist forum? How do I know? Do I look for Van Gogh? I mean, what do I do here? Can I help me? I was like, this is not it's a clue, right? I got to figure out the rest. So anyways, I decide all right, maybe that'll be somebody that I can give this to that's an artist, and maybe that'll disappear out of my life that way. Several days later, I'm in a vitamin store in Sarasota, buying vitamins, and this young lady comments on the shirt that I'm wearing called Think Positive. And she goes, I love that. I love the font that you used on that. And I said, well, I actually made this shirt. And she's like, that's what I want to do. She goes, the only thing I'm missing on my bucket list is a heat press. And stupid me, I walk out of the place saying, oh, that's great, I have one for sale. But anyway, long story short, I'm like, okay, this is the person I need to give this heat press to. And I've got to make sure that she's at this vitamin store. And by the way, I got her name. Her name was Ashley, which is the same name as my daughter. So I come back a couple days later to see if Ashley's still there, because you're not going to bring a heat press into a vitamin store. Like, people are going to what's going on? And this thing's heavy. So I come in, and of course, she's not working that day. And I asked the lady, I said, I think her name was Ashley. And she goes, oh, Ashley the artist. And she turns around and points, she goes, this is all of her art that we have on the wall here. There's beautiful pictures of sacred geometry that she had been painting, which would probably be great on a shirt. Spirit will speak to us in different ways. It's when we're silent and when we're true to ourself, our higher self, our soul self, connected with that all-perfect, that all-divine self. To be able to be willing to listen to that inner guidance and to know that it may not come through words. It may come through the everyday activity of our life. It may come from that sacred flow of that thing that maybe we've been just pushing too hard and we need to kind of let go. Let God. And let life flow through us. Let's take this in a moment of prayer. Knowing that there is this one divine, beautiful essence of life that is flowing through all things. It is the inner sacred voice, the voice of spirit, the voice of the beauty of the universe, the voice of the soul, the voice of God. And as I know that this divine source, that is the love and light and the beauty of every day and every moment, and in that new thing that is blossoming in this now moment, I know that that divine source is my source, and it's the same source that everybody here in this sanctuary at this moment, as well as everybody online, is one with this true essence, this true beauty, this true love. That it lives and it breathes and it exists through our awakened moment. That it guides us and it shows us. That it allows us to live a beautiful, expansive, joyful, heart-centered life. It is the grace in every single moment of our activity, of friends, of family, of whatever creative expression that we may be exploring. It is the newness that is speaking to us on a soul level. That no matter what happened yesterday, today is a new day. No matter how I've done it, there's an opportunity to do it differently. It is the sacred. It is the true. It is the love that is guiding you. I surrender my word to this one infinite blessing, this one infinite life. And together we say, and so it is. Thank you.
We'll have our ushers come forward, our wonderful folks who are collecting today as we pass things around. A lot of different ways you can support financially here at the Center for Spiritual Living. You can text it to that phone number there. Send your contribution through PayPal or hit the donate button. Donut button, I like that. Where's my mind? Oh, it's been one of those days, don't you know? The donate button on our website is an easy way to do that. And so we'll just call the folks forth here if they want to come on up, and they are going to be doing that. You can mail a check to us too at the address 406 Southeast 24th Avenue in Cape Coral, Florida. And put something in the basket here if you'd like to do it that way. That's another way you could do that. So we'll just let that happen. Please see CB Door if you would like to get your conscious giving statement too. That's right, for tax purposes. If you need that, she'll be able to get that for you. And today we can say the affirmation that's on the screen there. Today, I know the activity of divine abundance is at work in my life and the life of this center. I give and receive generously as I live in the flow of bountiful good.
Standing as one in the presence of the power, standing where others have stood. Gladly we offer the gifts of our abundance, knowing the source of our good. Standing as one in the presence of the power, standing where others have stood. Gladly we offer the gifts of our abundance, knowing the source of our good.
Well, as they bring you the offerings forward to be blessed, and we'll just do that right here and right now, knowing that good comes forth right here and now, and it just unfolds in a most magnificent way, working towards bettering our community and the community at large. And we just say thank you, thank you, thank you for that. The gift must be to the giver, and we just say thank you. And as we know that to be so, we can say, and so it is. Amen, amen, amen. A very heartfelt thanks to all who helped yesterday for the beautification day and the pressure washing that went on. And our building is so much better looking now and ready to be painted too. So that's will be coming up. Don't forget too, if you have something heavy on your heart or that's just not quite working in your life, our practitioners will be up here in the front, and you can get a little mini prayer, as we like to call it, a mini miracle. So that'll be coming up as a wonderful way to send off your day. If you have any questions about various organizations here at the center and would like to become a part of that, the information table is at the back by the doors there, and somebody will be there who can answer your questions. And if not, you can ask me. I'm not sure if I'll know or not, but anyway, we're going to close things out with a great big thank you and a big love band song.